There are just some things that are designed to last forever. The first things that come to mind are those Crocs clogs, the cast iron pans, the Big Mac. Gunpla? Yes, Gunpla. Hello everyone, this is Modeling with Variety, and today we're taking a look at the Forever Gundam from the OVA series Gunpla Builders Beginning G to see if this so-called Forever Gundam is even made to last forever. Let's take a look. Opening the box, you see 4 bags of runners, your manual, and a yellow plastic bag that holds your metal parts and stickers. You heard that right, metal parts on an HG Gunpla. It really is an interesting thing, the G30th design of the ARC-78. The runners that are included here are from the original G30th design of the Gundam and the Forever Gundam. The other interesting part of those assortment of runners are those ABS plastic joint parts that are mostly for the backpack. And the polycap runner that's seemingly the basis of all HG project runner of polycaps that we first saw in the HG Wing Gundam and the Build Strike. See this part here and here. It's pretty neat seeing that, to be honest. Okay, let's get built up and see how it looks. I got this kit to review because I loved how it looked. The G30th design was for me one of the coolest designs of the ARC-78 out there. Because it had all these cool panel lines, all these details that are debatably on par with the Origin kits nowadays. Now imagine how I felt when I built this up expecting a current generation HG experience. It was absolutely disappointing. Don't get me wrong, this model for what its retail price was going for, which was 2,000 yen or about $20 without tax, it's pretty good. Since you could actually make a G30th version of the ARC-78 and have the Forever Gundam parts for a kit bash or something. And the amount of stuff that you get for the ARC-78, the beam rifle, bazooka, beam saber, we'll get to that in a minute. And the closed fists, that to be honest look like meatballs, but they do the job. All you need now is the beam javelin, the core fighter, if you really want one, and you're good to go. Again, it's pretty good. But here's where it all goes downhill. The first part is that the wrists are already loose out of the box. And no, I didn't play with this that much. When I build stuff for review, I usually just pose them in the A pose on the side and not do much with it, so that I could show you guys how it looks and feels almost immediately after it's built up. And this is downright unacceptable. Even the rifle's too heavy for it. This may be due to mold degradation, and this is one of the last ones to get produced. Anyway, this is an easy fix to be honest. Just put some super glue on the ball joint, try to evenly coat the ball joint with a layer of super glue, and then let it dry. Good as new. The next disappointing thing is that it doesn't come with beam saber blades, and it comes with this toothpick. This isn't really much of a big deal since this wasn't uncalled for in HGs back in the day. What boggles the mind is that HGs that came before the G30th had clear parts for the beam sabers, and this had handles that could actually use those shorter beams that were packed into as early as the second bona fide HG of the ARC-78, which were in fact clear. This may be a cost-saving method by Bandai back in the day, but what I do not understand as well is that they didn't pack this with newer beams. The original kit, sure, since it is what it originally comes with. But to not throw a runner of beam sabers, even the shorter ones like in the GM Quell or the GM Custom in here, was just too much of a sin for me. And lastly, the articulation. The head goes up that far, then down that far, then 360-degree spin. The arm moves up that far, just below 90 because of those flaps. The elbow just goes about 90 degrees, but has a good amount of detail on it. The aforementioned ball joint that's supposed to be moving around like it should now The inner torso joint that only goes out that far. No ab crunch. Swivels at the waist that much. An unusual white upper thigh joint that lets the leg go front that far. Back that far, not really. And out that far. The thigh does the 360 spin. A single jointed knee that goes about 90 degrees. The feet go front that far, back that far, and pivots only that much, which isn't really a lot. I'll be removing the backpack so that you can see how it really moves. It's a lot of articulation. The funnels can be removed and this front part could move forward for the deployed mode, I think. And what gets left behind are these little beam rifle nubbins that look kinda cute. The rifle's scope can move that much and the secondary handle moves side to side. The Gundam hammer, which is literally a ball and chain, so do what you will with this. It's really hard to do a convincing pose with this and you can't store this anywhere. The shield has this adapter for the back and for the back of the arm, and swivels like that. And finally, the bazooka. That doesn't really do anything other than be a bazooka. Onto the conclusion. This isn't a model kit for everyone. In fact, if you aren't in the market for one, do not get it at all. There are a lot of disappointing aspects such as mold degradation, articulation, and the toothpick that will make you regret your purchase if you're just looking for a nice, modern HG experience. Oh yeah, I almost forgot that the beam saber handles in the forearms do not hold the beam saber handles at all. So my recommendation would be just to buy any HG that's released after the Wing Gundam Revive or the Build Strike, and you're golden. Except for the Tristan. But if you're in the market for a G30th Gundam with a little bit more, go for it. I personally absolutely love it. The charm of it being modeled after the 1:1 scale Gundam is just unexplainable to me. Though its faults myriad, nothing that can be fixed with a little love and care, and the Forever Gundam is the perfect partner to my beginning and the beginning 30th. So yeah, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. Thank you for watching.